Hello, hello. Welcome to the Paradigm Oracle. I'm Faye. So today I have a reading for a message from your familiar. I wanted to just kind of write down an explanation of what this reading is supposed to be. So, like I said, this is a message from your familiar. Now, Spirit said this can be for an animal in the 3D, so like a familiar animal that is with you in the 3D, or this could be a familiar from a past life, or a familiar from an alternate universe, as well as a spirit animal or an animal guide. So if you connect with any of those, this reading is for you. So we have three piles here. The first pile we have with the amethyst stone. This is for you. Pile number 2, you have the lapis lazuli stone. And then for pile number 3, we have the Lemurian quartz. So meditate on the pile that you feel drawn to. If you need a little bit more time, feel free to pause the video and I will see you at your pile. Bye. Hello, hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this card or the amethyst crystal, this is your reading. I apologize for the lighting. The sun is doing its thing, so we are going to let it continue to do that. Yeah, so let's see what familiar is coming forward for you. Ooh, we have number 67, the wolf spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. And I think that's interesting that that card specifically came out just because, okay, side note, if you see the number 13 a lot, yeah, I don't know, the number 13 is really popping up because of the 67, and it's just really showing me 13 as well as Halloween, which I mean, the 31st would be Halloween, which is 13 backwards. But yeah, those just seem to be significant numbers. So I will say that too. 67, 13, and 31 are very significant numbers for you. So if you see those numbers a lot, that is your familiar communicating with you or sending you messages. I'm not sure if some of you have like one of those dog breeds that are half wolf and half like canine. Yeah, that one might be very few and far between. This could very much be just an animal guide or familiar from a past life. Okay, so that being said, I wanted to mention the turn knowledge into wisdom, and you chose the amethyst crystal, which connects or is connected to the crown chakra. So there's something about your mind that is really, really coming through here. It feels like they're asking you to use your intuition, use your knowledge all to your advantage, in helping you to move forward, in helping you to make decisions. There's something about balancing the information that you receive intuitively and the information that you receive physically from reading, like physically books and things like that. But yeah, okay, so that's what's coming through for that. Let's start to pull your oracle cards. Wolf spirit, can I have one card? Oh, okay, thank you. And we have gateway. And I don't know why, but for you, one of your, okay, wolf spirit, what final messages do you have for pile 1? Ooh, should I take all of these? I feel like I should. feel like I should get one more card, please. One more card. Okay, that's two more. Can I have one more? There we go. Okay, so we have Rooster Call to Awakening, Sea Lion, Seven of Shells, which is Seven of Cups, Bat, Master of Suspension with the number 12. This is the Hangman, Elephant, Bearer of Justice, number 11, with it, which is Justice. Honeybee, Heart Awakener. I believe this is the Lovers. And then Moth with Omen of Death, which is number 13, which is the Death card, I believe. Whew. So, I'm not sure if I mentioned this. Rooster Call of the Awakening. This is the Sun card. I'm getting this energy of like you have choices of where you want to go. Because your success will come fast, it is going to cause going to cause some discomfort. I'm getting this energy that you don't really like to be in the forefront. You don't like to be seen. You don't like attention, and your familiar, the wolf spirit, is coming through saying like that is something that we're going to have to work to let go of, because with success is going to come all of these responsibilities that you didn't have before. And again, that's why it's important to have these boundaries in place to streamline things, to make sure that you're not constantly being pulled into something when you already have everything in place to make it easily accessible for someone to, again, if you're making tea, order the tea without having to like constantly contact you about it. So for instance, like if someone saw you on the street and they're asking for the tea, you're just like, here's my business card, like go to the site. Or if you want, you can have like certain consultations for if anyone has like in-depth questions regarding, what are the best teas and stuff like that for you. And it's like, okay, if someone contacts you after a certain amount of time, then you will not be available to help them because it's outside of your hours of working. And of course, again, if you're self-employed, business hours would be very important to put into place to make sure that you're not working all of the time, which is probably, if you're a business owner, is probably easier said than done. But your familiar is coming through saying like it's easier and it's better if you start to implement all of this ahead of time instead of like implementing it afterwards when you're stressed and you're overwhelmed. But I am seeing like someone is going to be sent in to help you with this, or they may have already been there. This could also be like a partner that you're with, for some of you, like a romantic partner who will be helping you with your business. But yeah, they're showing me like this is just new territory for you, and it is something where you are going to have to learn as you go. But a few things that they've mentioned during this reading are things that, again, they said, if you can start to slowly implement them before things get out of hand, because you are going to be successful. That is pretty much what they're saying. So implement what you can, and of course throughout this whole journey, make sure you're still in a state of learning and trying to make things better and improve. Still look at everything as if you're a student. So that as time passes, if you want to try something new, just to keep things fresh and fun for you as well. So you're still using your brain, you're still learning, you're still absorbing knowledge. Because again, they're sending me back to the tea example, and it's like maybe one of your teas had like 3 ingredients, and then you find another ingredient that could possibly replace like 2 of the ingredients, and it's like, oh, and now the tea has an even better flavor type of thing. So that's also important during this process. But I think that is all that is coming through from your familiar, the wolf spirit. I want to thank them for coming through, our spiritual teams for facilitating the messages. Yeah, if you'd like to subscribe, comment down below, feel free to do so. I do have a TikTok, so if you want to see some videos, I usually post on there daily. You can check me out there. I'm also the Paradigm Oracle there as well. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope it gave you some guidance and encouragement that you needed, and I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this card or the lapis lazuli, this is your reading. This is actually the last pile I'm filming today. I filmed kind of out of order today. But that being said, I'm only mentioning that because I'm still a little bit under the weather and I'm getting a little bit tired. So I apologize if I sound that way during the reading. But I am super excited for this reading. So let's see what familiar is coming through for you. Okay, we have number 61 with the turkey spirit. Give with gratitude and grace. I think it's ironic this card is talking about gratitude and grace, because of course turkeys are typically what is eaten around American Thanksgiving. So quite interesting. Yeah, but let's pull some oracle cards and see what your familiar is bringing forward. That's a message. We have courage. We have phantom quartz with embrace change. And that's one more. And we have perception with the number 21. So, one thing that's kind of popping up for me is the color blue here, and it's probably because of the lapis lazuli, but and this part of the turkey's face is blue here. So there's something definitely about your third eye chakra coming through. It could also be your throat chakra. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little kind of perplexed by the message, because I feel like there is quite a few things that are trying to be said, and I want to find a way to streamline what, how to deliver this message. One, definitely a message of like speaking your mind needs to, or, well, yes, needs to happen. Um, I'm hearing like you're stuck in your old ways. You're stuck in the old ways. And, okay. So they're bringing me to the picture of the ostrich, kind of hiding their head in the sand and not really acknowledging what needs to be acknowledged. It's basically what's coming through, but in a way where it's like you feel as if you can't speak your mind, and you have to play everything safe. And really there's this energy coming through saying that you need to begin to speak up, because there's a new side of you that is forming. There's a new side of you. It's not even necessarily new that they're saying. They're saying it's been you, but you're getting this energy of feeling like you can't hide it anymore. You can't pretend to be this person that you used to be, who just let people walk over them. Like you're a person that wants to speak their mind, but you're also you're a very perceptive person, and because you haven't spoken your mind a lot, you feel uncomfortable doing that now, and you feel like you don't want to rock the boat. But your familiar, the turkey spirit, is coming through saying like, now is the time to be courageous and start speaking your mind. Yes, still be perceptive of situations and how people take things, but sometimes people still need to receive the message. So instead of like not wanting to shake the table or, cause too many waves, in the past you would walk away, but at this time it's like, now you need to speak up. But if you feel like it may make someone uncomfortable, try your best to try to word it in a way where they could receive it and it's not so overwhelming. But this is a point where you can't just let it go and not say anything. Now is a time where you need to speak your mind, and you need to embrace who you are, embrace who you've always been. Yeah, and they're coming through saying that's what this give with gratitude and grace is about, is because you are giving them grace. You are giving them gratitude by being honest with them and telling them how you see things and how you perceive things. And they also want you to continue to be open to hear the other person's perception side of the story. And understand at some points, like sometimes you will just have to agree to disagree, but at least you said your piece. And for some of you, this may have to do with like boundaries, placing your boundaries, letting people know, like, if you continue with this behavior, like I will have to disengage, I will have to take a step back from this relationship. Because they're coming through saying like, you're not a doormat. You deserve respect too. Okay, so now I'm going to pull some tarot cards. to see like final messages from your familiar. Turkey Spirit, what guidance do you have for Pilot 2? I want to say also, I just felt, I did just feel, at the beginning of your reading, I felt, like this energy of, ancient Egypt is what I meant to say. And I think it's because of the lapis lazuli. And the color blue, honestly, I think it has to do with the color blue, because when I think of ancient Egypt sometimes, I think I get the energy of like turquoise and like a nice deep blue. Oh, speaking of which, we have the pyramids here, so maybe you feel connected to ancient Egypt as well. Okay, so we have the sea turtle with nurturer of shells. I'm assuming this would be the queen of cups in this deck. Toad with 3 of branches, camel with seeker of branches, and vulture with 10 of feathers, and parrot with seer of feathers. I do not know the major arcana in this deck, so I'm going to look at the book to see. I'm not even sure. I'm assuming the branches are wands and the feathers are swords. Oh yes, because feathers are air. Yes, of course. But let's see what the major arcanas are. Okay, so seer would be the page. So this is the page of swords. And then we have the knight of wands. Oh, right. It says it in the book. Knight of wands. Okay. Honestly, what I'm seeing is like your familiar is coming through saying like they're kind of overseeing you just kind of get walked on and walked over and talked to any kind of way. They're really at a point of wanting to see you speak up for yourself, and they have a complete understanding and trust that you're simply not the type to be abrasive and rude and negative and harmful to people. And they're like showing me that that's what your fear of speaking up for yourself is. You have a fear, and I don't know if maybe this is because you've experienced that in, like, specifically they're saying like a parent, or it could have been an older sibling, or just someone who's older than you, who you saw them, talk to people in a negative, harmful way, and that made you never want to do that. But in doing that, then you just didn't really take up for yourself. And your familiar, the turkey spirit, is coming through saying like you can still take up for yourself and still be your compassionate self. Like they have the trust complete trust in you that you will be your compassionate self. Um, but but you just have a lot of fear when it comes to talking and speaking up for yourself. And the turkey's like, I'm ready for us to get this show on the road because, like, I'm sick and tired of seeing people talk to you any kind of way. I know what you are capable of, and I know that within that you could still communicate boundaries and how you feel and correct people's behavior and still come from a place of love and still give them love. So don't be afraid of that. But they're just over, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but they are overseeing you constantly being mistreated, and they don't want to see that anymore. Like, I'm getting this this message of, oh, you have the power to whip them back into shape, to get them together, to tell them about themselves, and they will listen. They will listen. You will be surprised how many people that once you start to communicate boundaries and tell them when they cross the line, how they will whip themselves back into shape and not disrespect you. Of course, there will be some people who will, still try to push their limits. But Turkey Spirit is saying, like, stand up for yourself, even when they try to push back. Like, don't let them walk over you. Don't let them disrespect you. Let them know if they continue to mistreat you or talk to you in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable and you communicate it to them, then you will disengage from the relationship. So they're just saying, like, it's not even about you taking back your power. You still have the power. It's about you utilizing the power that you have. Yeah. I'm seeing, like, they're literally saying, like, this is how you build a legacy. Compassion, but also boundaries. Love, but also boundaries. It's like, if you can't, if you're not comfortable with following the guidelines here, you are free to leave the relationship, to relieve my presence. You are free to do all of that somewhere else, but you can't do that here. And they have trust and faith that you are able to communicate that. Okay, so that is a message that I am getting from your familiar, the Turkey Spirit. I want to thank them for coming through, as well as your spiritual team, my spiritual team, for facilitating these messages. If you want to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, feel free to do so. I do have a TikTok, so if you want to see any videos, daily videos, I usually post daily videos on there. I'm also at the Paradigm Oracle there as well. Yeah, I hope this gave you some guidance and some encouragement. And yeah, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch the video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. I apologize for the lighting. It's starting to get not dark, but the sun is shifting. So we're always a fan of letting the sun do what it does. So that being said, if you chose pile 3 or the Lemurian Quartz, this is your pile. Now I did have a feeling, that's not what I meant to say. I did want to mention that your pile is actually the pile that I'm starting with. I don't usually do my piles or record my piles out of order. But when I first began the reading, like the intro, instead of doing like my usual intro, I actually said, or almost said, welcome pile 3 to your reading, which I don't know why. So I felt like, okay, that was a sign I need to do pile 3 first. So let's see what familiar is coming through for you. So we have number 42 with the otter spirit. You are never alone. I actually follow this channel on YouTube called Loutre. I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's spelled Loutre, and they have otters, and they're actually in Japan, but they have like I think an otter cafe, and the video is just of right now mainly it's of like these otter babies. They're probably getting big now. I haven't watched like in the last few weeks, but like these otter babies, and then they have like an older brother and their mom and their aunt, and it's just super adorable and cute. So if you're interested in that, I would check them out. The otters are so cute. But this is the familiar coming through for you. You could either be drawn to otters or see otters a lot, or even, I don't know, maybe you have otters as a pet. So I mean, based off of that channel, they seem like really cool, pets, and super lovable and sweet and cute. But anyway, let's get into what messages are coming through. So I'm going to shuffle some oracle cards. Otter spirit. Okay, love. Okay, let me pause. Let me pull some more cards, and then I'll get into what I wanted to say. So, otter spirit. Can you give me one card? Thank you. And we have citrine with bring in the light. And one card, please, our spirit. Thank you. And we have inner conflict resolution. So what I wanted to mention before was, and I almost mentioned it, but I kind of just didn't want to because it's kind of sad. So trigger warning. The channel that I was telling you about that I watched with the otters, they actually had a baby otter named Love. Unfortunately, Love passed away. Basically what happened is Love was born with a cleft lip, and of course she had a lot of struggles because of the cleft lip, and the structure of how the cleft was. So they basically had to bottle feed her. They had to take her everywhere with them to make sure she was fed and taken care of and everything. And with Love, because of how much the cleft, how many issues it caused for her, because it actually caused like issues with her feeding and stuff, and she could possibly get sick because of, again, the structure of the cleft. But what happened was, so they had to wait. They decided to have her have surgery to close up the cleft lip, and they had to wait, and eventually she gained enough weight. She was old enough to have the surgery, and she had the surgery, and unfortunately, like shortly after the surgery, I believe maybe because of the anesthesia, she ended up passing away. So I don't know why this is coming through. But I don't know if maybe you may have lost someone recently, and that is why this outer spirit is coming through as your familiar. But if you have lost someone recently, this is, and for some of you this may actually be, they're actually showing me like a pet, so not specifically an otter. It could be, but I'm not being shown specifically an otter. Maybe for some of you I'm being shown like hamsters, gerbils, cats, dogs. It could be a multitude of pets, even a pet snake, or a pet bird. But, and for some of you, it may be like someone, a human relative or friend may have passed away. And right now, this familiar is sending you so much love, trying to comfort you. It feels like you are, they're showing me like you're like you're feeling a lot of darkness, a lot of despair, a lot of sadness. And this familiar is coming through trying to bring some love back into your life, remind you of love. Because it feels like with this loss, you've forgotten love. You're so consumed by the loss of someone, or some being, and they want to shed light back into your life. For some of you, if you've been thinking about traveling, specifically to Japan, this is your confirmation to do that. Or so they're showing me a specific place. I kind of don't want to say where this place is because of like what is going on. Okay, so actually, okay, they're correcting like the image for me. So if you felt drawn to go to Greece or Italy, specifically coastal areas in Italy, this is your confirmation to do that. For some of you, I am being shown, I don't know what this area is. I'm not sure if it's Brazil, but it's like the coastal areas specifically. Sao Paulo. I'm hearing that, but I'm not sure if that's a coastal area. I've never been to Brazil, unfortunately, so I'm not sure. But there's, okay, and they're saying like coastal areas. So if you're drawn to like specific coastal areas by the coast, by the water, this is your confirmation to do that. For some of you, like South Korea. But again, so I would say like Jeju Island, because that's an island. I'm not too familiar with like coastal areas in South Korea, but if you've been drawn to a coastal area, they are saying to go to that place. For some of you, you may be drawn to, they're taking me to like, is it Colorado? No, Montana. Or, yeah, this place is not coastal, but there's like rivers or lake, or there's like water in this area. So if you've been feeling drawn to those places, this is your confirmation to go. Again, they are reiterating Greece. So for some of you, if you're drawn to Greece, please go to Greece. Please go to Greece. And for some of you, they're also saying like Egypt, but like the northern part of Egypt. Yeah, like near the water. So if you're feeling drawn to go to these places, this is your confirmation from your familiar to go and visit those places. For some of you, I'm hearing that maybe the person that passed away had a connection to one of these places, or it's a place that they wanted to go or that you talked about going to. This is your confirmation to go there. Again, the outer spirit is coming through saying like once you visit this place, like you'll really feel even more connected to this person, but it's going to be a reminder of the love that you had for this person, and it's going to kind of take you out of like the shadow period. Yeah, because right now it feels like they're showing me like there's like an internal battle for you right now. And right now the best thing is to be outside at a place that reminds you of this person, or at a place that you felt called to go, because it has something to do with healing or helping to heal and helping you to work through the loss. Okay, so like, and I'm not really sure about like lakes and rivers, but I feel like there are lakes and rivers in South Dakota, but South Dakota is coming up as well. So if you're drawn to those places, this is your confirmation from your familiar, the outer spirit, um, to go to those places, because they are going to give you some comfort that is much needed for you right now. And there's something about like the water mixing with the air that'll be very calming and purifying for you. Okay, so I'm gonna get like some final messages from the outer spirit, your familiar, to see if yeah, just to get any additional last messages. So outer spirit, what final messages do you have for pile 3? What final messages do you have for pile 3? Oh, it's too many cards. Oh, okay. Well, we're just gonna take. Are we gonna take these? No. Okay. But I do need 2 more, please. Can I have 2 more, please? 1 more, please, for pile 3. Oh. They're determined to give me more than I would like, but that's okay. We're going to accept them. So, this is actually my first time using this deck. So I believe the shells are pentacles, or is it cups? Because this is kind of giving me cups energy. This might be the cups, but let me actually check the book to see. Okay, I stand to be corrected. These are actually would be the cups in this deck. But let's start from the top. So we have the ram here with Earth Father, the number 4. This is typically the Emperor, sea lion, 7 of shells, which is 7 of cups. Ten of Cups with Ten of Shells and the Hippo, Rooster call to the awakening, which would be the Sun, I believe. Owl, Keeper of the Night, which is the Hermit, and Lion, Ruler of the Open Heart, which is number 8 with the Strength card typically. Okay, that being said, we have a lot of major arcanas coming through in this reading. No surprise that the cups would also show up with like that water energy, especially with you going to the coast, or me picking up that there's like this need to visit a coastal place. So your familiar is coming through saying like you have a lot of power in your hands, and right now it's lying a little bit dormant, because of the loss of this person, the loss of this being. For some of you, maybe it's just the loss of an opportunity that you were really looking forward to. But your familiar is coming through saying like, especially when it comes to a loss of an opportunity that you were really looking forward to, this is just navigating you to where you should be going. So if this was aligned with where you're meant to go in this lifetime, you would have received that opportunity. And it's not to say for some of you that the opportunity will not come back around in the future, because for some of you I do see this is just like a delay, like right now it's not time for you to receive this opportunity, and for others of you this opportunity is just not aligned with you. But okay, my candle just went out. I don't know why so many trucks are coming by today. Like, this is literally like the noisiest I've heard it. But let me light a new candle. Okay, new candle acquired. Yeah. So, as I was saying, some of you are just simply being directed to an opportunity that better serves you. And it's not so much a rejection of that opportunity, it's just there's another opportunity that is better for you. So now I'm hearing, and I heard this in the reading that I just recorded prior to this, but it's I can't remember if this song is by Ariana Grande or by Nicki Minaj, or maybe just one of them are featured in the song. Anyway, but I think it's an Ariana Grande song, but it's the one where she's like the light is taking back everything that darkness stole. And like right now I'm seeing that you are in hermit mode because of this loss, and your familiar is coming through to push you out of it, to kind of let you know hermit mode is over. Like, yes, we want to acknowledge and deal with our grief, but it's important not to stay in that grief. And now's a time to find your strength again and find your power again and get back to life. This familiar is coming through with like a very masculine energy, which I think is why this Ram Earth Father came out. It's very much a masculine energy coming through, but And I think it's coming through as masculine because it's just symbolizing that they want to give you some tough love. Now, also, I want to say the number 6 is quite significant for you. Um, yeah, the number 6, I'm just being drawn to it because it's 6 here, and then here we have 42, which is also 6. So that's a very significant number that may pop up for you a lot, especially when this familiar is trying to help you work through a lot of the energy that you're dealing with, and your grief that you're dealing with, and trying to uplift you and kind of push you to keep moving and not just stay in your grief. Because they're saying like you have a lot of love to give, you have a lot of love to receive, and they don't want you to be so consumed by death that you allow it to overtake life, the life that you have. You're alive, you're meant to live your life. And there's nothing wrong with grieving and feeling the loss of someone, but it does not serve the person that you lost for you to be consumed by them transitioning into the spirit realm. And for some of you, like, okay, they are showing me like this person is with them, the familiar, like they're working together trying to uplift you out of this space, because this person also just again does not want you to be stuck in the grief of losing them. They want you to live your life still. For some of you, again, this could be like family, or it could be a friend. I'm getting, for some of you, this could be like someone who was like a mother figure to you. So you're not necessarily related to this person, but they were like a mother figure to you. Or for some of you, like a big sister to you. So I'm going to leave that message there. I want to thank your familiar, the otter spirit, for coming through. I hope this gave you some guidance and encouragement during this time. Because I mean, just from what I'm reading, I definitely see that this isn't easy. I've definitely been in this position as well, and I was in it for years. So now I'm in a space of understanding and knowing that, at least in my case, that the person I lost would not have been, or would not have wanted me to grieve in the way that I grieved for them. They would have been much more happy with me living my life and finding joy and love and experiencing all that life has to offer. But yes, so again, I want to thank your familiar otter spirit for coming through, our spiritual teams for facilitating this message. If you want to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, feel free to do so. I do also post on TikTok every day usually. I mean, I do miss some days, but I try to post every day. So I'm also the Paradigm Oracle there in case you want to see a daily reading on there. There was something else I wanted to say, but I totally forgot. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.